Hello guys! Today I'm here to talk about a topic that someone asked me about last week, and I promised that I would record a longer video talking about it because I feel like a lot of people have this doubt. And well, the question was how to improve your speaking skills if you live in Brazil. So the first thing that I want to say about it is that if you think that you are not improving your speaking skills because you live in Brazil, forget that. Living here or living in a different country, it's not exactly what's going to make a difference. It really depends on your habits and the other things that you are doing to improve your speaking skills. If you live here, if you live in the United States, if you live in Australia or England, it's not just living there that it's going to change your English and change everything. So if you want to improve your speaking skills, well, you have to speak, right? So there are two things, of course, that you can do. The first one that I would say is to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener, because it helps a lot. It helps so much if you are an active speaker. So this means that when you are listening to someone, you're watching a movie, you are, watching a show, a documentary, or maybe just a video about, something, a topic that you really enjoy, a hobby of yours. If you are paying attention, it means that you are paying attention to how this sentence is structured. So, learning how to use determiners and adverbs and other things, of course, you have to learn about them, you have to know how to use them. But often, you are not going to think about a specific rule when you are talking. So the more you listen, the more natural it will feel. Because whenever you are trying to create a sentence and you are in doubt about the verb or how you should structure the verb, if you think about two options and you have listened to a lot of English, one of the two options is going to sound more natural. So if you have the time, if you have a hobby about anything, I don't mean exactly about English, I mean maybe you are a gardener, as your hobby. You like to grow plants and herbs. So maybe once in a while, watch a video about, maybe you are dealing with a problem, you're handling a problem of one of your plants because the plant is a little bit sick. So you're watching a video about how to fix that problem, watch it in English. Why not? Because the more comfortable you feel when you are listening to English, the more comfortable you will feel when you are speaking. So that's the first tip that I can give to you. And the second, well, you have to speak. I don't think that you could go around it. You have to speak. So, okay, maybe you mentioned, the person that sent this question to me, that because you live in Brazil, in your city, in your neighborhood, you don't have anyone to speak English with. So I understand that. So I would suggest two things here. Well, one is to speak to yourself. I know it might sound a little bit crazy. I promise it's not. I consider this to be quite normal. At least, that's something I do very often, which is talk to myself. Maybe about, something that I'm stressed about, or, if I'm going to speak about something specific, if you have an event, you have to give a speech, or I'm not saying that's exactly my case, I just mean in case you have something like that. I have to give a speech, I have a job interview. This is a great one. practice what you would like to say, in front of the mirror, or maybe record yourself so that you can watch later and you can see the things that you liked and the things you didn't like. But basically you have to talk. Even if it's 5 minutes, go in front of the mirror and talk about your day, something that happened, something that made you happy or something that didn't make you happy, but getting the habit of talking. If you are able to do at least one conversation class with a teacher that can help you, that can guide you and can correct some of the mistakes that you make often, because usually there are a few mistakes that we tend to do, and it's usually about the same kind of thing. I've noticed this a lot with students. So if someone can listen to you speaking and can identify those mistakes, it can help a lot. Even if it's one conversation class a week, it helps a lot. But if you can't, if you are just studying by yourself, I would say try to find someone that you can practice with. Because maybe in your city, the people around you, no one speaks English. But today we have internet, you have a connection with so many people that you can easily connect with those people. So, just shoot someone a message. Shoot someone a message means just send someone a message. And, maybe someone that you see that also commented on a video. I don't mean just my videos. I mean anything related to English. I'm actually going to create something in my page, my Instagram page, so that you guys can try to connect, the ones that at the moment you cannot do classes, but you would still like to find someone that you can chat with, because it's so important. And it's okay if both of you, for example, you are on intermediate level, let's say, that no one is a pro, no one is fluent yet. That's fine, because at this moment, the question that you asked me, that this specific person asked me, was how to improve your speaking skills if you live in Brazil. So that's why I meant in the beginning that you should forget about being in Brazil or being in any other place, because if you don't practice, that's not going to change anything. You could move to England and have Brazilian friends, and you would still not, you still would not practice. So it's important to just get in your mind to understand that it's not living here or living in an English-speaking country that's going to make all the difference. You have to start practicing often, if not every day, at least often. So make new friends, make one new friend. You don't have to be the most friendly person in the world, but make one new friend that you can chat with about, I don't know, a show, maybe a book that you both like. And if that's not an option, that's really not an option, and you would just prefer to do it by yourself, try that, talking about your day in front of the mirror. And if you have doubts about how to structure the sentence, go on Google, get your dictionary, and create some sentences first. Maybe write them down and then talk about it. But you have to get in the mood. You need to get into this habit of speaking. Speaking out loud, not just speaking inside your head. Thinking inside your head, creating a conversation inside your head, but not speaking out loud.